Introduce yourself, name, age, where you live, / country. My name is Bido Abire. I'm 40 years old. I live in Abuja. Nigeria is my country. What cause are you most passionate about? I am most passionate about quality education. Are you an activist, and what caused you to be an activist? Growing up in a marginalized environment, having empathy, sympathy, and always want to stand for justice and equity as a young child, where living in the slum, you have to fight a cause. And those are the bases that form my becoming an activist. What is it about the world that you are determined to change, and why? One of the things I want to change in this world is access to quality education for every young indigent girl, especially those living in underserved community. Those ones who cannot afford it, those ones whose parents don't even have the money to afford it. I want to change the narrative. I want to make sure every young girl access quality education, tech education, or STEM, which stands for science, technology, and mathematics. I want to make sure every young girl around me and across the world have this form of education, because it is what the world has revolved around now. Thank you. How did you get involved in activism? Okay, my getting involved in activism spanned back as a student when I was in the higher institution. So I joined the student union government and other different social groups where I had to stand for, where we had to stand for what is right, where we had to help other marginalized students to amplify their voices, to access whatever they need in campus, because a lot of them couldn't speak for themselves. And so we started speaking for them, and that's our basis for me becoming an activist. What's the craziest experience you have had in fighting for your cause? So the craziest experience I've had fighting for my cause is can be traced back to 3 years ago when we got an information about a young or a teenage girl whose father was molesting and raping her, and we went for her rescue. Unfortunately, we got there and the father had already pushed her out of the house, and we had a little quarrel with the father, a little argument with the father, and it was almost becoming a shameful thing that we didn't get our homework right before leaving to the place. The girl was traced to her boyfriend's place where she later ran to, and on getting there, we discovered that she was actually pregnant, and it became a tussle between us and the boyfriend, who would not allow us to assess the girl to ask her further questions. And at the end of the day, the girl also never helped matters. She never helped to give us more information, and so it became such like a mockery to us, because we never got the right information to fight what we wanted to fight. And so it was like we never knew what we were doing, and so it became something like a shame to us. That was a major experience in fighting this cause that I'm fighting. Give a 1 minute impassioned argument for the advocacy of your cause. As an advocate for young girls, as an advocate for gender equality, as an advocate for gender equity, sometimes it's depressing when you go to communities to advocate for young girls to be allowed to go to school. Sometimes parents feel like you have something to gain, or you've collected some money from some persons. That's why you're pushing for that. But the major reason why we push for this is because for every young girl in a society or in a country that goes to school or that is educated, it an increase to the economy of that country. And so we want, my major reason is to make sure every young girl gets education, get quality education, get tech education, because if we have more young girls in the tech world, it's an added advantage to our country's economy and the world at large. And so that's why I am most passionate to make sure this happen. If not now, but in the nearest future, that at least 75% of every girl in every country are educated. What experience do you have organizing an impactful event as an activist on a large scale, i.e. BLM, World Hunger, Stop Asian Hate, etc.? Over the last 10 years, I've been involved in organizing both small and large scale events as a filmmaker, as an event organizer, both musical and theater events. But I feel one of the things that formed my experience in organizing events is because I am a community mobilizer and a social advocate who over time has been able to organize different events, and those are what form my experience in organizing event, which span from organizing event for um, Right for Right, World Hunger Day, World Menstrual Hygiene Day, and all the rest of them. Those are what has formed a large part of my experience in organizing event, an impactful event for that matter. Why do you want to participate in the global challenge for this competition? Hmm. My earnest desire is to help amplify the voice of indigent girls, especially the marginalized ones, across every rural community in Nigeria. And I strongly believe that this competition is for the world to see, it's for the world to see what I do, it's for the world to see that I am passionate about amplifying the voice of these young girls. And I passionately want to see a change, a drastic change for that matter, where every girl has opportunity to go to school, where every girl has opportunity in workplaces, where every girl is allowed to do what she wants to do, irrespective of religion, tribe, association, or wherever she comes from.